Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about another episode of Dueling Book Commentary. It's been a while. I mean, it has been a minute since I have done a video, almost a week now. Actually, might be a week by the time this video comes up. We have Waterloo taking on Floorball Player. Floorball Player has got 614 rating, 3218 experience. He's taking on Waterloo, who's got 962 rating, 2521 experience. We saw Terraforming, Search Meltdown, and summon Alistair, search invocations. Knowledge, or excuse me, Secrets is going to search Knowledge. Knowledge is going to send Alistair to the grave to draw 2 cards. Such a nice little engine for Invoked to have. Pot of Desires is going to attempt to activate. And with no response from Floorball Player, it seems like that's going to resolve. So yeah, a lot of pluses here, but if Waterloo's not careful, he might deck out. I mean, 17 cards left in that deck. It's about half of a Floorball Player's deck is at. As we see a Terraforming go again. Now, Meltdown can only be activated once per turn. But, you know, your deck thinning so you don't draw that Meltdown next turn and turn off your Terraforming. Invocation is activated, sending Cyframe Gear Gamma to the graveyard and banishing Alistair. Invocation's effect is going to activate to return Alistair to the hand, and it's going to go back into the deck. I believe the new Ghost Ogre or Reaper-ish card is going to be able to negate Invocation doing that, so that's pretty cool. Fossil Dig is going to activate. And the reason I got so excited is because now we know what Floorball Player is playing. Floorball Player is playing Dinosaurs, so it's looking to be, I guess, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno Turbo, taking on Invoked. And something interesting about right now is that the ban list did just come out. And so, when the ban list comes out, for those who don't know, on Dueling Book, it was like this on Dueling Network as well, your entire rank gets reset. Everybody goes down to 100. When everybody goes down to 100, everybody's at the same. So even if you have 2521 experience or 3,218 experience, you're all at the same rank. Now, Waterloo's been grinding a little bit harder these last few days, and so he's been doing pretty well. Whoa! Overtext Qualdalus that went to the graveyard due to Soul Eating Overraptor. Soul Eating Overraptor was normal summoned after the Miscellaneousaurus was searched off Fossil Dig. And Miscellaneousaurus was not discarded first, so that's a little bit of a misplay. But we see this card. Let's see what this card can do. Cannot be normal summoned. It must be special summoned by banishing 5 of your dinosaur monsters. Okay, let's not. By shuffling 5 of your banished dinosaur monsters into the deck, so turn your opponent activates a spell or trap card. You can destroy a dinosaur, negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. If this card is sent to your graveyard by a card effect, you can add an evolution spell. So that is an interesting little card that's actually got a pretty decent effect. It's got a form of negation. I just saw Shadoll Fusion activate, and it can be summoned kind of in an interesting way. And for an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno deck, that's actually pretty strong. So this isn't a terrible card, I would say. It searches out Evolution Pill, which can summon not only himself, but also Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And so Shadoll Fusion is attempting to activate. Winda is live if there's a Shadoll monster in flow. I mean, there has to be a Shadoll monster in his hand, or else he wouldn't be able to activate this. So Winda's live. Miscellaneousaurus is in his hand. So Grista, the fire one, is live. And, you know, because of the earth monsters that Dinosaurs won, I'm assuming Shuganaga is live as well. Shuganaga, I believe, has 2,600 attack, 3,100 defense. So it is bigger than Makaba. It does beat Makaba in a fight, in a straight up fist fight. But keep in mind, Alistair, the Invoker, can be discarded to make Makaba's attack 3,500. Now, what's interesting is that we see a Makaba negation, and I guess he doesn't have to have. I forgot about that Shadoll Fusion's effect that allows Floorball player to use cards from his main deck. So that allows him to, if Waterloo controls a monster summoned from the extra deck. And so their effects, so Shadoll Dragon, and Shadoll Beast are going to activate. Beast drawing 2 cards, drawing 1 card because it was sent to the graveyard, and Dragon's going to destroy a spell and trap. So we saw Scapegoat. Scapegoat's still a really strong card, even though Firewall Dragon, he's now at 1. And so now Winda does not count as the special summon, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that ruling, but I'm pretty sure Winda does not count as a special summon, so this card is still definitely live. Does this card have an effect when it's banished? Was that Ash Blossom? No, it wasn't. We saw Invoked Macabre negate the double evolution pill, banish it. Ghost Ogre, though, is changed to Invoked Macabre, so that's pretty strong opening for the floorball player. It's unfortunate he didn't have anything else to follow up on that. And so, Waterloo is going to take the clean 4,000, and you know, this is such a great card against so many great decks, but it's not really that good against Invoked, who are only trying to summon once or twice a turn, special summon once or twice a turn. If I'm Waterloo, I'm normal summoning Alistair, banishing Ghost Ogre, summoning Macabre, beating over Winda, and then doing my plays. And if I do it correctly, I'm pretty sure he would be able to get Macabre back with Firewall Dragon's effect. I could be wrong about that, though. But anyway, we see the standard Invoked play, Meltdown for Invoker, Invoker for Invocation. Secrets. So it's more draws for Waterloo, and I think we kind of saw what happened last time. If you run, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of running just Spellbook Engine hand traps scapegoats. I don't know if I like that. I definitely think that, I mean, you don't have to run the artifacts, but I definitely think that some form of disruption is needed for Invoked. When Invoked was at its peak, it was running the artifacts and 3D barriers, and that's because it was Macabre backed up by 3 cards. When you have just a Macabre, you end up kind of doing what happened. You kind of get screwed over like Waterloo did during floorball players last turn. So an interesting little deck we see here being Shadoll Dinosaurs. Monster Reborn is activated. That's something I haven't said in a while. When was the last time I said that? Invoked Macabre is going to be into Shadoll Winda. I was like, Ghost Ogre doesn't negate cards in the graveyard, but it was actually being discarded for Macabre's effect. So excuse me on that. And so now Waterloo is going to go to work and see what he can make here. You know, it's kind of sit back, relax, and you know, get your popcorn ready. As we see the Link Spider summon off 1 Scapegoat, 2 more Scapegoat Sheep tokens make Proxy Dragon, 1 more Sheep token is going to make either Link Karibo or another Link Spider. This is a Firewall Dragon right here, but it's also a couple of other things as well. He can't use those 2 as Link, but yes he can, I'm lying. We see a Ningirsu special summoned. And Ningirsu's effect is going to activate, sending probably the Link Spider and Oviraptor. Sending the Meltdown and Oviraptor. Didn't see that one coming, but that's okay. Ain't no shame in that. I believe Meltdown has a fairly relevant... No, never mind. I was thinking that Magical Meltdown might have an effect that is able to stop opponents from responding to the effects of invoked or fusion monsters, but it doesn't have that effect, so it's fine sending that to the grave. I just don't know if leaving Link Spider up was like, I mean, you have, if you left Meltdown up, there's really no negative to that, but leaving Link Spider up, it's unlikely. But if floorball player is able to summon a 5,000 attack monster, he wins the game. Or even if he's able to summon an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, he's able to do 2,500 points of damage instead of just 1,000. Because I'm pretty sure Ultimate Conductor Tyranno sits at 3,500. We see a Shadoll Fusion attempt to activate. Ash Blossom negates that. Oviraptor's normal summoned. I don't know if I let that resolve if I'm Waterloo. Because we know the floorball player had to have drawn 1 card. We know that he had... I mean, like, yeah, if you negate this with Macabre, and then he drops Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, you probably... I don't know if you hard lose, but you're not in the greatest spot if you're Waterloo. But if he doesn't have a follow-up play to Oviraptor, I just don't really see... And you also have to keep in mind, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is not live right now. He can't banish 2 dinosaurs to summon it. So unless he has another double evolution pill, which he might, all these things are possible. But if I'm Waterloo, I'm negating that Oviraptor because I don't want to see what it's going to go search. And also, Oviraptor can beat over Link Spider. You know, that's another reason why I didn't really like the Link Spider staying on the field. But nonetheless, Waterloo is going to let it resolve. He does search Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Most likely Miscellaneous Source is going to get discarded, though. Keep in mind, Soul Eating Oviraptor can destroy a card to special summon himself at this current time. Can he summon himself off of his own effect? Yeah, of course he can. This is one of the best cards ever printed. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, this card, like, it has an effect when it's normal special summoned. You know, it searches, which is also searching a kaiju. It can special summon. That's not once per turn. It's not. It can search itself. And the Miscellaneous Source does get hit. This does get discarded, and it does get banished. So no more Miscellaneous Source for Football Player, because that card is actually only at 1. And so now with Macabra's negation out of the way, Ash Blossom out of the way, not really quite sure what else. He could have the other Ghost Ogre, but with Desires and a Ghost Ogre, with the Desires banishing 10 cards and a Ghost Ogre already activated, it's 11 cards in his deck. Highly unlikely that this one card is a Ghost Ogre. And so Floorball Player is forced to scoop. So that's probably what Waterloo was thinking. He was thinking, well, he doesn't have enough dinosaurs in his graveyard to summon Ultimate Conductor Tyranno anyway, and he does have the Miscellaneous Source that he searched during the first turn. So when he discards that, I'll negate the activation and I'll banish that card, and he still won't have enough dinosaurs, and he won't really have any way of getting Ultimate Conductor Tyranno out. So now Floorball Player gets to decide who goes first, and the reason I say it like that is because it's not necessarily a guarantee that he's going to go first. If he feels confident enough in his ability as a duelist, with the deck that he's running, Shadolls aren't terrible at going second, and Dinosaurs aren't terrible at going second, with Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Shadoll Fusion having really cool interactions with opponents' monsters. He is going to decide to go first. And so he's going to allow himself. I didn't really see too many trap cards. And another huge thing is that if you're running non-fusion area for some probably terrible reason, if you're running non-fusion area to side against Invoked, it's actually not very strong in this matchup because you are fusion summoning. We see in Armageddon I searched off of the Reinforcement of the Army. I'm not sure what else Reinforcement of the Army could search in this deck, so I'm not sure if Reinforcement of the Army is super relevant, but Ghost Ogre is going to come down the Armageddon Knight. And is this the synergy? Because this guy's dark. Is that the synergy that this deck has? Not sure about all that. But anyway, Armageddon Knight is going to send Overtex to the grave. Double Evolution Pill is going to be searched. Banishing one dinosaur and one non-dinosaur. So I guess, you know, Double Evolution Pill requires you to banish a non-dinosaur, so that makes it kind of relevant to where, because all the Shadolls they're not dinosaurs or spellcasters, and Armageddon Knight's a warrior, and so Ultimate Conductor Tyranno does come down. It's possible that he doesn't have this to summon it. It's possible he has it just to search the Double Evolution Pill. That's definitely possible. And we see a set 1 and pass. Now, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno has to destroy a monster in the hand or on the field to activate its effect, and that's unfortunate for Floorball Player, as he does see the Raigeki. And I don't know if necessarily speaking that it's an OTK, not really what Invoke does, but I feel like this duel just swung really hard in the favor of Waterloo. But we don't know what's in the Floorball Player's hands. We don't know if he has you know, an Ash Blossom, Cypherm Gear Gamma. I feel like if he had a Cypherm Gear Gamma, we would have seen it already. Ultimate Conductor Tyranno's light. Wow! That sucks. So we see Ultimate Conductor Tyranno banished. It does say must first be special summoned, which means that it can be special summoned off of Back to the Front, called the Haunted Monster Reborn, after it's been properly summoned. So it could have been, but now it can't. Unless he has a DDR, of course, Different Dimension Reincarnation. Not the return, the reincarnation. And so we see Macabre summoned, attacking for 2,500. So I'm not sure what this card is. And I don't know what this card is either. In this situation, you have a card that's, this is kind of one of the best decks to Kaiju, and you have a card that searches Kaijus, so I would probably go get it if I was 4-ball player. But, 3,000 attack is a lot. 3,000 attack is a lot. It's pretty hard to get over that. And we see Armageddon Knight normal summoned, Makaba banishing it, negating the activation. Might be game for a 4-ball player. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a scoop phase right now. And actually, El Shadoll Fusion is going to be chained to the Makaba negation, sending Squamata and Armageddon Knight. I'm trying to remember what Squamata does. This card says the grave you can send one Shadoll monster. So Squamata is going to Foolish Burial a Shadoll monster, and that's going to allow him to out the Makaba. Unless he already has a way to out the Makaba, then he might, or he's going to draw a card off Beast. I didn't anticipate that. I thought Dragon, or whichever Shadoll destroys or flips monsters face down was coming. I didn't anticipate that one. Yeah, I'm not sure why Beast was sent. Maybe he's only running Beast, Squamata, and Dragon. But even so, I think Dragon would have just been better there, because you don't really know what this card is back here. And so he does just pass turn off that, and I just don't. I mean, we don't know his list, and maybe he has a reason for sending Beast instead of a way to out Makaba. But Alistair's normal summon, searches invocation. That can't be used. Ah. So it was a misclick on Waterloo's effect, like I said. So Makaba attacks into Window. Window attempts to activate to search another Shadoll card. Keep in mind, El Shadoll Fusion did just come back to 3. Alistair attacked for 1,000. Window attempted to activate to search. It got negated, and he sent Invocation to negate it, which isn't technically legal. You have to. It is like Ultimate Providence. You have to send the same type. But he misclicked on Invocation, so he sent Cypher Gear Gamma. And so now, 1, 2, 3, 5 cards for Waterloo, and 4, 5, 6, 7 cards for, or 3 cards for 4. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Waterloo just making mincemeat. It neat concept for 4-ball player, but was it though? Shadoll's Dinosaurs. I'm not sure about all that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below of these 2 decks. Click that like button if you enjoyed this video. Most important, you guys.
Trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop making